This is what I've got on my mind. Kind of like a C minor 11 sound, but really it's just all these notes of C minor with B flat down an octave. If we put C in the bass, it sounds like this. But what if we put something else in the bass, like A flat? I like that. Kind of turns these notes into the B flat the 9th, D the sharp 11, E flat the 5th, G the major 7th, and C the major 3rd. Let's see. Let's play with it a bit. Okay, I want to get to F, where I think then maybe we can adapt that a little bit. But let's see how it sounds over F. That's cool. Now B flat is the 11th, D is the 13th, E flat the minor 7th, G the 9th, and C the 5th. I like that actually. But what if we move some of the notes so that it becomes maybe let's move B flat and D down to A flat and C. So yeah, and then since we've already hit C, we can go to D instead for the last note. So now we have and then that's kind of cool. Well, let's repeat that twice, like we repeated the first little fragment twice. Let's see. So let's put another bass note under that. Let's see, maybe B flat. It's kind of cool. Very kind of major, or it's what it really is a D sus chord, D sus 13. And then when we go to D, it kind of resolves, but I like holding the E flat and D, so we get a very blurry sound there. Otherwise it would be like this. Kind of goes, kind of a classic kind of 5-1 sound. Which maybe we can go that direction, but I like being a little more atmospheric with it. So let's see, something like this. Then back to our original idea. I think that could repeat a couple times. And let's see, I do want to increase the amount of voices on my synth so that we can have that linger a bit more. Let's see. We're using Omnisphere here. Yeah, we got 8 voices, which is cool, but let's go ahead and do, let's get crazy. Let's do 64. Let's see how the computer handles that. All right, let's see. Let's vibe with it a little bit. Let's see how it develops. I'm imagining maybe drums here, like a ride cymbal. I like voicing the F, maybe that. I had C down here with a 1, 5, and an octave. The melody here, I'm thinking of thinking of that as the melody, that kind of goes, it does resolve to C, and having C, G, and C up here gives it a very resolved, focused sound. That's cool. And then when we go to A flat, I don't want to put the root here like I did with C. Actually, no, that could work. But I like now moving, I like doing that. Like having a little inner melody there. And then when we go to F, I like now when we move to here, to voice that with F, C, and G. And I want the G here because then that makes it so we get a half step between G and A flat and E flat and D. I like that. Let's see. Okay, I like this. Now I'm repeating each of these figures twice over each chord. And what's kind of emerging is a bit of a bass line slash kind of just counter melody at times. We got that's more fundamental. That's just kind of the root and the fifth. It's not really a counter melody. It's more of a bass line. But it is a counter melody in rhythmically speaking, or it's a response to this call we get. And then I like kind of repeating that over A flat, except this time now we get. So now we do get a little bit of melody because it kind of reaches up into the voicing here, where it goes to the fifth, to the root, and then I'm coming down to the major seventh. So I'm still doing that melody we referred to earlier. And then the second time, it won't go to A flat G, it'll instead go G, F. I like that. Especially because now that creates this kind of which sets us up to now kind of resolve that to G when we go to F, which I think it'll just repeat G. Yeah, so we get kind of a like that. And then over B flat sus, we can get this going on now. We can go, I'm liking the idea of going, . So we get, it's a nice little melody. Yeah, let's try that. And maybe we'll even merge the ideas now so that it goes. And then kind of the bass line almost converts to the right hand figure by going. Kind of nice that they become blended there for a moment. And then we'll go back to C. Let's see. Let's play with it here. Yeah. I'm not sure about that B flat sus. Let's see. I like it being dun 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 on the offbeat there. So we're getting a little bit of rhythmic kind of information there. That's just my impulse taking me there. So we're kind of getting the beginning of what might be the drum groove kind of popping in there. Let's see. Okay. And then I think when we cycle back to the C minor, we need something that's a little more decisive. So instead of it being I want a high note there. Maybe just the octave. So instead of it just going yeah. Okay, now we're starting to build another part up there. We're going to leave that for now. That would be maybe another layer, like a pad or some other kind of sound that's going to glide above and do something like this, for example. Let's see. B. We'll leave that. All right, let's see. This. In a future video, we'll develop this into a complete track. When you have an interesting figure, sometimes all you need to do is recontextualize it with new bass notes and mold and shape the pattern to adapt the resulting harmony. If you want a full toolkit that gives you instant access to these kinds of drum patterns, chords, bass lines, and melodies, then check out Vible Volume 1. And if you want to learn how to bring these ideas and these kinds of sounds and approaches into your music, then check out my courses. You'll find all the links below. Until next time, farewell.